Second year.
Haka.
You can start, ma. One ನಿಮಿಷ. Yeah, recording has been started. ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ.
One individual may die for an idea, but that idea will after his death incarnate itself in 1,000 lives, which means that a man can have ideas, but it takes a real leader to preach his idea till his death, so that after his death it can incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. Good morning, everyone. I am Sahana. Those wonderful words were said by Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose himself. Remembering him today on his birth anniversary, let us begin today's program with an invocation song. I request Diksha from second year for an invocation song.
मवसधा जननी अम्भमा मवसदा जननी महिषासुरसूधनी अम्ब मवसधा जननी महिषासुरसूधनी अम्ब मवसदा जननी महिषासुरसूधनी अम्ब मवसधा जननी सोमबिम्ब मनोहरा सोमबिम्ब मनोहरा सोमबिम्ब मनोहरा सुमुखी से वखकिला सोमबिम्ब मनोहरा सुमुखी से वखकिला कामदान नीराते कटाक्ष विलासिनी अम्ब कामधान नीराते कटाक्ष विलासिनी अम्ब मवसदा जननी महिषासुरसूधनी अम्ब मवसधा जननी कुरु मे कुशलं सदा कमलना भानुजे कुरु मे कुशलं सदा कमलना भानुजे निरपदि भव क्लेश निवारण निराथे निरपदि भव क्लेशाय निवारण निराते चारुनूतना घना चारुनूतना गना चारुनूतना गना सदृशारा जितवेणी चारुनूतना गना सदृशारा जितवेणी धारुणाद नोजली धरणा पटुचरित धारुणाद नोजली धरणा पटुचरित सुचरिते मवसदा जननी महिषा सुरसूदनी अम्ब मवसधा जननी. Thank you.
Thank you, Diksha. Now, I request Girish sir to address the volunteers and welcome them.
Okay, good morning all. Hello. Sunday morning, Netaji ಅವರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿದ್ದೀರಾ. So I am very happy that he is a dynamic person. ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ನವ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಹೋರಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಸೈನ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಈಸಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ communication, but freedom fight ಅಲ್ಲಿ lot of struggle he faced, and in that they should come out of the situation and to create his own soldiers. ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಅವರಿರೋ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್, ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಯೋಚನೆಗಳು ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಆ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಆ ರೀತಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಥವಾ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ರೋಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಬದಲಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇವನ್ ದೋ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ ಮೇ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಕರೋನಾ ಇರಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರಲಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಮೈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಇನ್ನರ್ knowledge and intellectual skills should not be come down. That's why I'm planned during this situation. The students should not reduce their thoughts and their emotions and their ideas. That's why this presentation plan has introduced. It is also type of service. It's like whatever the things available in the society or whatever the outside situations which are inside the mind one time. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬೃಹತ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ಈ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ಹಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಚಾಲನೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್, ಲೇಟರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಇನ್ ಟುಡೇ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಇವತ್ತೇನ್ ನೀವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, that will be a practical situation, practically implemented. It's not a theory. Within our presentation only, not for the PPT purpose, it is a realistic. ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ NSS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಟುಡೇ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Be enthusiastic to creative. If with this, by this discussion we get new ideas also possibility, and must be have some discussions, questionnaires, interaction. It must be involved with everyone. So ಆ ರೀತಿನೇ ನಡಿಬೇಕು ಇವತ್ತು. In this program we may get good ideas which are maybe future expectation and implementing. ಅದನ್ನ ಬರುವಂತ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ತರಬೇಕು. ಬರೀ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್, ನೋ ಅದರ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. ಸೊ ಈ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲ್ಸನ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ. ದಟ್ ವಿ ಡೂ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತತಿ. ಬಟ್ somebody should recognize something is going in NSS and some students are doing good things. Let them tell or not tell. We should satisfy ourselves what I am doing. ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗ್ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಆ ತರ ಕೆಲ್ಸಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ಗೆ ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಬೇಡ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ thoughts, ideas and actions. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ದಿನ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. This is one step we are taken to create, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Only in that dimension this presentation has come. In future also you come up with the new ideas for new situations, new contemporary issues, what we can do best. So I hope all my volunteers will do this. Illru ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪದ ಬಳಸೋದು, it is not any force. It is voluntarily getting involvement and do the best service. Through the best service, yourself you are growing. Not only you grow, your family, your country, totally humanities will grow. So by this word, I will end my talk because I expect from your side to talk more. I just give a comment and interaction and debate and discussion. Okay. By this, Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. Knowing others is intelligence, but knowing yourself is a true wisdom. Mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is a true power. Personality development is one such program which gives you wisdom of understanding yourself. Today, on the occasion of Subhas Chandra Bose birth anniversary, our NSS unit has organized PPT Presentation Competition. The winners of this competition will be receiving cash prize. For the first place, the cash prize is 300 rupees. Second place, 200 rupees. The third prize winner gets 100 rupees. I hope the volunteers and the contestants are aware of rules and regulations. With that note, let us ask our first team, Rakshita and Chaitra, to present their PPT. Rakshita and Chaitra, over to you guys.
Ma'am, the PPT screen sharing option is not able.
Is any technical issues?
Am I audible? Yeah, thank you.
Rakshita, carry on.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Today, Parakram Diwas, we National Scheme Service volunteers of Surana College, presenting the topic about the most prominent figure of the freedom struggle, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. So firstly, let's get introduced into his life.
Your voice is breaking.
So make ensure is your internet stability is be correct. Please ensure when you're talking or when you're presenting is also observable that internet speed and connection must be clear.
So on your camera while presenting.
Yeah, is my am I clear now?
It's
No.
on your video.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, carry on.
So good morning, everyone. On account of Parakram Diwas, we National Scheme Service volunteers of Surana College have presenting the topic about the most prominent figure of the freedom struggle, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So firstly, let's get introduced into his life. Next slide, please. Slides are not shared. Yeah, thank you. So, introduction to Subhas Chandra Bose life. He was born on 23rd January 1897 and his nationality is Indian. And he is famously known for Indian independence movement and his status hero of freedom. So now let's have a look at his early life. He was born in a place called Cuttack in Orissa. His father, Jankinath Bose. Yeah, next slide, please. His father was a Jankinath Bose. He was a famous lawyer, and mother, Prabhavati Devi, she is a pious religious lady. Netaji was the ninth child among his 14 siblings, and he was a bright student even from his childhood. Netaji was strongly influenced by Swami Vivekananda's teaching. During his school days, once his headmaster gave him all the moral values, but all the values he learned from Vivekananda made him a most personality developed person. So this was the first thing how he get reflected his brush up with Swami Vivekananda. So now let's see who guided Netaji throughout his life. Next slide, please. The Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita source are the main inspiration for struggling with the British for independence. And Bose had clearly expressed his belief that democracy was the best option for India to get independence. On next slide, please. Yes. And he adored Vivekananda as his spiritual guru. On Gandhiji's instruction, he also worked under Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, who made him as to consider as political guru. Then, after all these, Netaji wanted to get into Indian civil service. So in 1920, Bose passed the civil open examination and he mainly wanted to crack this exam and all this made him to arch for participating in the freedom movement. On these days, he wanted to work under the British. So he didn't want to work and being a slave as British. He resigned from the coveted Indian civil service in 1921. Later, he wants to get into the Congress party. Next slide, please. Yes. So, Bose worked under the leadership of Chittaranjan Das, who was an active member in Congress. And it was who Chittaranjan Das, along with Motilal Nehru, left Congress and founded Swaraj Party in 1922. So then Subhash regarded Chittaranjan Das as his political guru. After working in the Congress party, he got some disputes with the party. So he wanted not to believe non-violence ideologies of Gandhiji. Next slide. So the began with dispute with Congress in Netaji. So as he didn't believe the formula of non-violence from Gandhiji, he attacked Congress internal and foreign policy. Meanwhile, he was also elected as president 2 times, and therefore also he used to oppose Gandhiji's ideologies. After all these, Netaji got entered into the formation of Indian National Army. Next slide. INA. So during the Second World War, in September 1939, Bose decided to initiate a mass movement. So he began the unity from all over the country. So meanwhile, there was a tremendous response from all the people, and British promptly arrested Netaji in house arrest. So for that time, he opposed food and he refused to have food around 2 weeks. Then later, Bose made a plan to escape from the house arrest in 1941. Then he finally reached Germany and met Hitler in 1943, and later he went to East Asia and raised the army again. So therefore the group was later named by Bose as the Indian National Army. So now let's have a look why we consider Netaji as one of the best leaders among the people who fought for freedom. Next slide. Yes. So Netaji is considered as one of the best leaders. The reasons are here. Mainly, he had a clear goal decided. The before only what he wants to get into the any of the struggle or any of the things. Initially, he will be having a clear goal decided, and also he worked for his nation's interest and not to his own personal interest. Then he also collected all the powers which guided him to the freedom, and he never left the job half done. And mainly, he formed his own army during those tough times, and he was the main disciplined and enthusiastic, selfless person and one of the most inspiring leader with strong confidence on his own capability, and he had a clear goal of independent India. So then we have some of slogans of Netaji. Next slide. So first slogan, give me blood and I will give you freedom. This was the most famous declaration given by Netaji when he joined Indian Army in 1943. And second slogan, freedom is not given, it is taken. So Netaji played an important special role in sparking patriotism in the hearts of many Indians and got freedom from the British. And also Netaji was, due to an influential speaker, gave many revolutionary slogans too. Then Jai Hind. After India's independence, it emerged as national slogan, and it has been common for greeting political people by political leaders. And also we have some of the other thoughts of Netaji. Next slide. Nationalism is inspired by highest ideas of human race. This is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. This is also one of the most famous thoughts which Netaji gave to Indian people. And also, we should never lose faith once till we achieve what things what we have determined. And also, no real change has been achieved only by discussions in history. So we have to get implement over those what we have decided. Only discussions can never bring a change. And also, one individual may die for an idea, but that idea will die after his death. So it will never incarnate itself. And finally, on his 125th birth anniversary, today we are going to tribute Netaji on his birthday. And also, the PM Narendra Modi has been declared that a grand granite statue to be built in India Gate for showing tribute to his birthday. Next slide. So today, NSS volunteers, we are all tributing to Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose on his 125th birth anniversary. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Rakshita. That was very informative. And now we have our second team, Nayana and Kusuma. Our second team, Nayana and Kusuma. I think Nayana and Kusuma are not there. So let us call out our next participant, Tejal M. Tejal M.
Yes, ma'am. Slide.
Lot of disturbance. Do avoid it.
Ma'am, shall I start, ma'am?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tejal, and my topic is History of NSS. As you all know, NSS stands for National Service Scheme. Every year on September 24th, we celebrate. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. As you all know, NSS stands for National Service Scheme. Ma'am?
Do on your camera.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tejal, and my topic is History of NSS. As you all know, NSS stands for National Service Scheme. Every year on September 24, we celebrate NSS Day during Mahatma Gandhiji's centenary year 1969. Ma'am, my camera is not. Ma'am, it's my camera is.
Then you can proceed, Tejal.
Ma'am, my camera is somewhat.
Yeah, you're visible.
Ma'am,
You
next
can
slide,
proceed.
Ma'am, next. The aim and objectives of NSS is to understand the community in which they work, to identify the needs and problems of community and involve in the problem. NSS also helps to develop personal development of students, and it also helps in improving leadership quality, to develop the capacity to meet energies and national diseases. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. The motto of NSS is not me but you. It upholds the selfless services to the nation. Next slide, ma'am. This is a this is a logo of NSS. Ma'am, next. The present status of NSS is NSS has about 3.86 million students, youth enrolled in 41,442 NSS units spread over through 369 universities, plus two council, 16,331 student colleges, technical institution, and 28,621 secondary school across the country. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. The activities undergo to NSS is National Integrated Camp. National Integrated Camp is that the unity and peace between the spiritual harmony between status and cultures of India, like Samadharma, blood donation, plantation, adventurous program, disaster management, etc. Ma'am, next one. Ma'am, next. This is one of the activities of an NSS. Ma'am, next one. Thank you all and happy Netaji Jayanti.
Thank you, Tejal. Our third team, Chirant M and Danusha KN. Chirant M and Danusha KN. Over to you guys.
Yeah. Can you please present? Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Chirant, and this is Danusha KN. We are going to present about history of NSS in our PPT. So let's get started. What is NSS? National Service Scheme is an Indian government sector public service program conducted by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports of Government of India. It is most popularly known as NSS.
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And also, NSS is a voluntary association of young people in colleges, universities, and plus 2 level working for a campus. Next slide, please.
Can we present so it would be easy? We can. Foundation of NSS.
The post-independence era was marked by an urge for introducing a social service for students, both as a measure of educational reform and as a measure to improve the quality educated manpower.
The University Grants Commission, headed by Dr. Radhakrishnan, recommended the introduction of national service in academic institutions on voluntary basis, with the view of developing healthy contact between the students and the teacher in one hand, and also constructive linkage between the campus and the community on the other hand. Change the slide, please.
The idea of Dr. Radhakrishnan was again considered by the Central Advisory Board of Education, that is CABE, at its meeting held in January 1950.
In the draft first 5-year plan adopted by Government of India in 1952, the need for social and labor services for the students for 1 year was further stressed.
In 1958, the Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, in his letter to the Chief Minister, mooted the idea of having social service as a prerequisite for graduation.
He further directed the Ministry of Education to formulate a suitable scheme for introduction of national service into academic institutions. Change the slide, please.
Launch of NSS.
As Mahatma Gandhiji's vision was to see the developed villages on September 24th, 1969, the birth centenary year of Mahatma Gandhiji, the Union Education Minister Dr. V.K.R.V. Rao launched the NSS in 37 universities and covering all states. And he also requested the chief ministers of all states for their cooperation and help. He started the NSS program with 37 universities and 40,000 volunteers, but now it has grown to 432 universities, 1,49,994 units, and 1 crore 48 lakhs 99,400 volunteers. By this, we can know our youths are helping in development of society without expecting anything. Change the slide.
Symbol of NSS. Let's get to know about the history behind the symbol of NSS. And as you all see the symbol of NSS, it contains navy blue color circle, red color people inside it. Let's get to know how this symbol was originated. The NSS symbol is based on the wheel of the Konark Sun Temple situated in Odisha.
You can see the wheel. The giant wheel of the Sun Temple portrays the cycle of creation, preservation, and release, and signifies the movement in life across time and space.
Portrays the cycle of creation,
It signifies the time is very much important and we have to value the time. Next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
Hello.
The navy blue color indicates the cause of which the NSS is a tiny part, ready to contribute its share for the welfare of the mankind and also welfare of the society.
The red color in the badge indicates the NSS volunteers are full of young blood, that is, lively, active, energetic, and full of high spirits. Next slide. Objectives of NSS.
Next slide, please. Objective of NSS. The main objective of NSS is education through service. This one is the main objective of NSS, and also to enable the students to understand the community in which they work, and also to understand themselves in relation to their community, and developing the personality and character of the youth through voluntary community service. The next one is motto of NSS.
Next slide. Motto of NSS. Not me, but you. Reflects the essence of democratic living and upholds the need for selfless services. NSS helps the students to develop and appreciate the other's point of view and consider towards other living beings. Next slide. Next slide, please. Hello. Next slide. Next slide.
NSS volunteers work hard and day and night to ensure that everyone in our society who is needy gets the every possible help from the NSS. So, the volunteers themselves learn a lot from people in villages, like how to struggle, how to face the problems, how to lead a happy life in this society, and so on. Unity is the secret of social progress and service to society is the main to promote it. Jai
Jai
Hind.
Hind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Truly educative. Thank you, Chiran and Dhanusha. Our next participant, Lavanya. Lavanya, over to you.
Slide, please. Good morning to everyone. NSS unit organizing the Parakram Diwas presenting PowerPoint presentation today. Myself, Lavanya, my topic is personality development through NSS. What are the main objective of NSS? Next slide. The main objective of the NSS is to develop among themselves a sense of social responsibility, to develop competence required for a group living and sharing the responsibilities. Next, to acquire the leadership qualities and democratic attitudes. Next, gain skills in mobilizing community participation to practice national integration. Next slide. NSS motto. The motto of National Service Scheme is not me but you. The welfare of an individual depends on the welfare of the society. It expressed the essence of democratic living, the need of selfless service, appreciation of the other man's point of view, and the also consideration for fellow of human beings. NSS symbol based on the Rathwheel of Konark Sun Temple of Orissa. 8 bars represents the 24th of the day. Red color represents the NSS volunteers NSS full blood. It presents the full of high spirit of in NSS volunteers, and blue color represents its NSS to contribute its share for the welfare of the mankind. Next, personality development through NSS. The regular activities done in college and surrounding of college. Next slide. Regular activities done in college and near the college during blood donation camps, health awareness camps, and conducting the programs like personality development programs and awareness creating on the society of Swachh Bharat, and orientation programs related to educational programs and environmental awareness, plantation. Next slide. And we will also make so many activities like Fit India Movement, Swachh Bharat, Plantation, Gandhi Jayanti, and many more activities are done by the NSS volunteers. Next slide. Special activities. Every year NSS special village camp will be conducted. In this, we will improve the student personality and make them to participate in social activities. To create health awareness in the villages, we will develop leadership qualities and educate the village peoples, and we will go to the village and make them to talk with us and how they will respond with us. We will make us with self-confidence, and we will lose our stage fear and also learn organizing events. Next slide. Next slide. Hello. Next slide.
Yeah, wait a second.
Wait, a mini technical problem. They'll resolve it.
Yes. In village camp, we will do theme of the day, and the yoga session will be there. Next slide. We will go to the village and make surveys in schools and villages. The villager will talk with us, and we will how to respond with villagers, and we will last day we will make Jyoti Shibira. Next slide. My ideas is self-defense for girls and to create awareness of paper bag making, because the plastic bags are used so many. It is harmful for our health. That's why we want to create an awareness about paper bag or cloth bag used, and we will work with the welfare organization for women's. Next slide.
That is the last slide.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lavanya. Next, we have a participant, Indurti Satyanarayana. Indurti Satyanarayana, over to you. Our last team, Nayana and Kusuma. Nayana and Kusuma.
Good morning, one and all. Can you share the PPT? Good morning, one and all. I am myself Nayana from first year CVBT. I am here to present a PPT about Subhas Chandra Bose. Next slide. Let's see the early life of Subhas Chandra Bose. Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1897 in Cuttack, Odisha. Subhas Chandra Bose is popularly known as Netaji. His father Janakinath Bose was a famous lawyer and his mother Prabhavati Devi was a devout and religious lady. His father Janakinath Bose was an affluent and successful lawyer in Cuttack and received the title of Rai Bahadur. He later became a member of the Bengal Legislative Council. Next slide. Start of opposition to British by Subhas Chandra Bose. Subhas Chandra Bose decided to take a revenge after reading so many incidents about the exploitation of the fellow Indians by the British in 1916. Subhas Chandra Bose reportedly bet and trashed one of the British teachers often. The professor made a racistic remark against the Indian students. Subhas Chandra Bose was expelled from the Presidency College and banished from Calcutta University. The incident brought Subhas Chandra Bose in the list of rebel Indians. In December 1921, Bose was arrested and imprisoned for organizing a boycott of the celebrations to mark the Prince of Wales' visit to India. Next slide. Indian Civil Service. In 1920, Bose passed the Civil Service Open Examination. He urged for participating in freedom movement. April 1921, Bose resigned from the coveted Indian Civil Service. Next slide. Subhash with Congress. Subhash Chandra Bose worked under the leadership of Chittaranjan Das, an active member of Congress in Calcutta. It was Chittaranjan Das who, along with Motilal Nehru, left Congress and founded the Swaraj Party in 1922. Subhas would regard Chittaranjan Das as his political guru. Next slide. Dispute in Congress. People began to organize Bose by his name and associated him with the freedom movement. Bose has emerged as a popular youth leader. He was admired for his great skills in organization development. In 1928, during the Guwahati session of the Congress, a difference in the opinion between the old and new members surfaced. The young leaders, as against the traditional leadership, wanted a complete self-rule and without any compromise. The senior leaders were in the favor of the domain status for Indians within the British rule. The difference were between moderate Gandhi and aggressive Subhash Chandra Bose was swelling. The state was so intense that Subhash Chandra Bose had to defeat Patati Sitaramaya, a, a presidential candidate nominated by Gandhiji himself. Bose has won the election, but without any second thought, he resigned from the party. He then formed Forward Bloc in 1939. Next, formation of INA. During the Second World War, in September 1939, Subhash Chandra Bose decided to initiate a mass movement. He started uniting people from all over the country. There was a tremendous response to his call, and British prominently imprisoned him. In jail, he refused to accept food for 2 weeks. The authority put him under arrest. During the house arrest in January 1941, Subhash made a planned escape. He first went to Gomo in Bihar, and from there he went to Peshawar, now Pakistan. He finally reached Germany and met Hitler. Bose had been living together with his wife Emil Klein in Berlin. In 1943, Bose left for Southeast Asia and raised the army. The group was later named by Bose as the Indian National Army INA. Next slide. Visit to England. During his sojourn to England, he met with the leaders of British Labour Party and politician thinkers including Clement Attlee, Arthur Greenwood, Howard Lasky, G.D.H. Cole, and Sir Stephen Cripps. Bose also discussed with them about the future of India. It must also noted that it was during the regime of the Labour Party 1945 to 1951 with Attlee and the Prime Minister that India gained independence. Next slide. Disappearance. Although it was believed that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose died in a plane crash, his body was never recovered. There have so many theories been put forward regarding his abduction desertion. The government of India set up a number of committees to investigate the case and come out of it through. In May 1956, the Shah Nawaz Committee visited Japan to look into the situation of Bose's assumed death, citing their lack of political relations with Wine. The center did not seek for assistance from the government. The reports of Justice Mukherjee Commission tabled in Parliament on 17 May 2006 said Bose did not die in the plane crash and the ashes at the Renoji temple are not his. However, the findings were rejected by the government of India. Next slide. Why is the Sebastian Bose is a good leader? He had a clear goal decided, worked for nation's interest and not for his own interest, collected all the paths which guided him to the freedom and did not leave the job half done, formed his own army. Next slide. Thank you.
Indurti Satyanar. Thank you, Naina and Kusuma. Now I call Indurti Satyanarayana to present their PPT. Indurti Satyanarayana. So now I request Girish sir to announce his judgment and present us the winner.
Okay, it will take time to announce. Maybe we'll conclude the presentation now. Anybody else?
Sir, 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll send you the results, sir.
Okay. Okay. By the time we'll announce also, we take time and we'll send it in WhatsApp also. But is it you also announce that in the end only we'll announce? You communicated in that way. Otherwise, we will take time. not an immediate announcement. We'll take time and we'll do it. No problem. So, any others are left to present? Or
No, sir.
okay,
Naina and Deepika were the last participant.
okay. So here the presentations were good, and all participants were taken a good initiative to uh, present, and they have done best. But as I expect something extra from the presentation, that you should also tell your own ideas. What is there in the NSS, what you develop, and that is okay. And only one of a girl has said what we can do, what is my idea to become, no, what idea to execute in future. So that is good, I think. So let's have another conclude for this. In coming days, we'll also do best presentation, and if possible, we'll do in a college level or a different inter-college or interstate if possible. We'll also do those things, presentation in state level or national level. So in such a way, we'll go for it. We'll select a best topic and best pricing ceremony. So let's have a interaction of these type of ideas, because when we start discussing only this will emerge and we'll come to know a lot of information, thoughts. So in such a way we have to prepare. The preparation should be sometime interaction with a group, we may get good ideas. So this is my view that. And also we do lot of list of activities in NSS. It is already there, many colleges, many volunteers already doing it. What we can do best next, what is the next best? So we have to plan in that way. uh, I tell you a few things by concluding these things. uh, the service means which are needy people in the society, we have to identify what are the difficult situations they are facing, in which way we can help them, maybe in financial terms or in psychological terms or in materialistic help. So in which way we can help, if somebody is in a trouble, what type of trouble he is facing, and what we can do the best. Is it a social problem or it is an individual problem? We need to identify first. And those who are doing work during Corona also, like police, doctors, they are also human beings. They have a lot of fear, anxiety in their life, and when they do job, this is a situation. Many people feel that they does not go to outside, but doctor, police, and some shopping malls, people those are working in there, and drivers or two-wheeler, four-wheelers or auto driver, they must go. They don't have any choice to stay in house. So what are the difficulty they will face, and what we can do the best as an NSS. ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ, that we need to think. In that dimension we can do something. And I hope 3-4 teams are, I just inform the seniors that make 3 to 5 or 10 teams including 10 volunteers. Let them give one task. Let them, one team should meet the police, one team should meet the doctors, one team meet the auto drivers, one team meet the cab drivers. Just interact and more, take a recording of this, what they tell. Make one composed problem in current situation, whichever your area. I'm not telling any particular, which area, which place you like. Just connect all society problems, how it is. Sometime you find a solution from your side, what best solution we can give. And what is the first we need to identify the problems in the society, or what are the situation in the society with a practical way, not telling in theoretical. We just go with them practically where the location are there and what people are facing. ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ NSS ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭಕ್ಕೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಇರೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ದೇರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದಮ್, ಮೇಕ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ, ಟೇಕ್ ದಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಏನು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. I just tell your seniors, make 10 teams, give a responsibility for each 10 team for one situation, let them allot, ಅವ್ರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಲೇಬರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, what they are facing, what is their positive, maybe negative, you just put it on those line. And you also take care of the area wise corporate, what they are doing. For example, Jayanagara corporate ಇದೆ, area corporate ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So just meet them, ask the question, sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ನೀವೇನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಈ ಕರೋನಾ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್, ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಕೇರ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಏನು ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ what people are facing problem, what departments are facing problem, in that between what we can do as a college student. So you just come together. So this we have to do, this is a situation we have to do the service in city, and we can come to know what is exact problem facing in the society, social problems, that we can do social service. First we need to find out social problems. Without a problem you cannot give a solution. ಈಗ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಫಸ್ಟ್, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿದೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಹೆಲ್ತ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್, ವಿಚ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದ ಬಿಗ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಲೈನ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಇದು NSS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋವಂಥ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ sometime we cannot do all 100 students cannot go together and do something. It is not possible. So this situation, what we can do, we have to do something. We have a responsibility as a volunteer. I must do some service. So I need to understand the problem of society first. That is exactly community interaction. And I need to give solution in one way of discussing with our volunteers. ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಘಟನೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಐಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಬಿಗ್ಗಾಗಿ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು. 10 ಟೀಮು 10 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಸಾಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಐ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸೋರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮಗೂ ಯಾರೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ನಾವೊಂದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ರಿಯಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್, ಬಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ನೀಡ್ಸ್. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಥರದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆನ್ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಲು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನಿಂದ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು. ಹೇಗೇನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರೋನಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಬಟ್ ಅವರ ಆಬ್ಸೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಡ, ನಮಗೆ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಆನ್. The person will be taken care, but the system, society should run. It should not stop. So hagagi in the absence of principal, we are just doing all these things, and when offline comes, we'll go to principal and we'll tell all these things what we did. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀವೇನೇನು ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು you just do some activities, make report and submit it. We'll also give best pricing and best appreciation to the activities. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಸೂನ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್. By discussing with your seniors, we'll announce in the WhatsApp group, and you will also receive prize money. Okay. I'll conclude my talk. I hope ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. There is a clap symbol. I hope everybody can clap here. I will see how many are clapping. Clapping option is there. Digitally we can clap, NSS clap ಅಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ. So digital clapping. So somebody is raising hand, you can also clap. Okay, all are raising hand, that is also good. So I can see hands, all are who are responding. Good. This it means it shows that all are listening. Those are raising hand, they are all interacting and listening. Yes, good. Anybody want to share your opinion or about the presentation or about any ideas and thoughts you want to tell? ನೀವು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಏನು 60-70 ಜನ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್, ಇವನ್ ಆರ್ 2%. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಕ್. ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆದರೆ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಕ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದಿ ನೇಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Yes, anybody want to share? 30-second time is given. If you want to talk, you can talk. Okay. I hope you listened well. Okay, I conclude myself. Thank you.
Yes, sir. To bring your words into action. Before we end today's session, I'd like to thank Girish sir. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity and your kind words.
Thank you.
The technical team for supporting this event. Thanks to all the volunteers and contestants. I thank you all for making this event a grand success. Thank you.
Guys, kindly do fill the attendance link which is shared in the group. It will become inactive after a while, so kindly fill it as soon as possible.